All right, we are back, finishing up Riven, going into the first book, potentially the only book. I don't know if each of these four domes has different linking books. If that's the case, then then we're kind of back to where we were at the start of Myst, aren't we? Although, I mean, this looks like a pretty small room that we've got here. Now we did... Uh-huh. We did get both bad endings, I think. I don't know if there's a third bad ending, but when I was very tired, I made 2 mistakes just to kind of see what would happen, because I was kind of testing all my options. And in the bad ending where we trap ourselves in the book, we end up right here. So it seems like this is implying that all of these linking books do lead right back here, which makes sense, because if Gen wanted to... Oh. Cutscene. Yep, there's Gen. I assume if anyone other than him used the books, he would want to capture them.
I apologize for the cage.
Actually, kind of a smart move. Can't knock you for that one.
I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen.
Primitive, like enslaving a culture that's inferior to you technologically?
I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed. To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one. I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer.
No Name Hero, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome.
Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven. Many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that The Fifth Age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety.
Ah. That means you're still a bad guy.
In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence.
That's not what Catherine said. She grew up here.
Inevitable under the circumstances.
She said they were peaceful.
Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them.
Reluctantly.
As far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative.
No, no, no. Haha. Fucking liar.
I had to separate her from her people. I must admit, though, that my concerns were not entirely for her safety alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her.
Even if everything you told me was true,
I'm sure
you're proving that you're a control freak. You're proving that you still took it upon yourself to lead these people,
desire it with all his heart,
to build all these this technology.
but he is completely unaware of her recent state.
Atris may be a terrible father.
Which
He
brings
got
me to
that
the
from
point
you.
of all of this.
But I trust his taste in
The
women.
book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Think he's gonna buy it? He's pretty sus. Atris said he didn't know about trap book technology. Do it. Hey man, if you use that, how am I gonna get home? Because that's a working link book. Damn it!
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
I can't. I'm from Riven like Catherine. I want to stay here.
You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Until then, as a token of my good intentions, I will allow you free access to my linking books, crude though they may be, and to the rest of the Fifth Age. Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atris and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it. The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book. The switch will reset itself once you link from here.
All right. The actor who portrays Gen is a much better actor than the two brothers. Not gonna lie, the first game was kind of amateur hour for everyone except for Atris. Atris did okay, but so you know, I think that Gen strikes me as a guy who's got some delusions of grandeur, you know. So this is yeah. Link book out of here back to Riven. He said the switch would reset itself, so I think I need to link and go back, and then I can kind of walk around the 5th age. Game's a little loud, so I'm going to turn it down. Oh, no, damn it. Oh, I forgot about skipping, there we go. I forgot about skipping the animations. You know what, let's just try it. Why not?
I'm relieved you've returned. I thought perhaps you had decided against it.
Didn't he say the link would reset?
Here, I shall follow you directly.
I mean,
Please.
I feel like this plan should work. Because if he sees me go in there and he follows me, ah, damn it. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I was right. That worked. Because I remember from the first game, if someone uses a trap book after you, it just displaces you. What happens if I let him back out? Oh, nothing. He's just in there. All right. We got it. Let's get Catherine and get out of here. Okay, that's genuinely a dead link book. Got it. That's his pipe. What is that? Did he put out like a chicken bone in a bottle of wine? Is he doing witchcraft? Those seem to be the things from the... Alright, he's just got paraphernalia, you know. He's just got some gear. Who could fault him for that? Alright, I can turn off his boiler. clever game design. They make it so you can't link out of here before doing that because you need to stand here to access the books. Got it. What a red herring, though. He lets me explore the whole rest of interesting. Got a little music player. I mean, I would expect, right? I would expect Catherine to be in some kind of a dungeon. Oh, that's his wife. That's Atris's grandmother. Again, my loving husband. We established in the last episode that is that Gen? Jeez, he is a haunting gentleman. That's Gen's wife. You see, this this is always the supervillain logic. This is Gen's wife, perhaps when she was younger. I mean, you know, but like, why would he just have a recent picture of himself next to her? Does he think he looks better now than he did when he was young? That's preposterous. Looks like he's got a instrument. He's got a weird paperweight for his twin bed. Kind of, I mean, his pillow is next to nothing. He's gotta have a bad neck. Glad that wasn't a grenade. Timer? What am I? All right. Time for another journal read, everyone. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the 5th Age, and though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared. Stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, she linked into the fissure plateau cage, as I'd guessed, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel had happened by at that moment. The damnable luck of it. He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact which, if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more puzzling. I assume it's because of the events of the first game, or she was... did she say that in her journal? Let's check back to the beginning of her journal. Whoops. I linked to Riven a week ago. The smell of the place overwhelmed me moments before I saw anything. With my sight partially cleared, stood motionless, peering ahead through a dim veil, which was slowly lifting. There was a... Okay, hang on. I read this same diary last night at about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I think. This makes me feel better. And this is also an experiment to indicate the effect that sleep has on a person's ability to read. I haven't done cursive since elementary school, so I'm a little shaky on being able to read it. I recognize it, I can read it, but I had so much trouble with this journal last night, and I thought that I was just being a moron, but let it be known to anyone watching like these on VOD or who was watching last night and is somehow watching the stream now, I wasn't as dumb as I thought I was. I was just that tired. And my brain was fried from all those puzzles, so clearly the reset button has helped me. I must have been hit with a dart right away. All right, yeah, so she doesn't say. I assume it's the events of the first game, but I don't think she says. Thank you, No Name Hero. And I pride myself on being a good reader. I pride myself on being someone who can read like fluidly. So the fact that I was sitting there like I was in elementary school going, well, I am sick with frustration. Dude, I thought I had brain damage. But we're back. We're back. We're caffeinated. It's a new day. We're ready to beat Riven. We're plowing through this Myst marathon. I love it. Well, I am sick with frustration at having lost the only person. As I say, I'm good at reading cursive. All right. The only thing that cage has ever caught. I am also filled with hope she may yet provide me with a way back to Denis. If it is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction. But I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of reconstructing that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I am halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. Wow. That my emotionally crippled son, who would like to see his wife again and ensure her survival, will be along to rescue her. If that is not the thought of like a psychopath, of like a delusional control freak psychopath, then I don't know what is. He's so emotionally stinted, he cares about the woman he gave half of his soul to and chose to spend his life with forever and has had 2 children with. And for the record, in the first game, Atris literally murks his 2 sons. He literally like understands that his sons are too far gone, it is the point of no return, and he literally destroys the books containing them. So, like, still, by Gen standard, Atris is like a sensitive baby. Continuing. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. Yeah, he was lying. He was lying through his teeth. He's just a good liar. He's had 30 years to think about it. Once again, the great... Okay. Does that say great wank? Or does that say great whack? The great whale? W-H-A... The Great Walk? No, that's not an L. What is that? That's not an N. Is that an R? The Great Work? Work? Alright, I don't know. Has demonstrated its usefulness to me. This past week, the villagers have been most difficult to manage, because apparently they have learned of Catherine's survival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known they truly... Yeah, so it's some made-up name, the Great Wark or something like that. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have perhaps captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Jeez. We saw one of them in his, not his quarters, but he has this like weird aquarium. And There was one of them in there. It's basically a big whale looking thing with two horns. If these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. Oh my god. He is literally feeding the villagers to a creature that they revere and respect deeply. He is starving it so much that it will eat people. Further proof that I made the right decision trapping him in this book. The search for Catherine continues. I now deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day, I'm more surely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I had presented it to them. Their minds adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, which were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and thus were unable to extract the essential underlying principles that are ironically so elegantly simple. It is obvious that much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the full meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the future I'd planned for them, then this conflict would not exist. The minds of children are much more malleable. With the proper instruction, they have developed a more appropriate posture toward the culture that gave them their lives. At times, they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Denis blood in them. Talking about bloodlines, thinking that his culture is special and he's the last descendant and he's got to carry it on and he's their last chance. Bad news. Given the natives' inborn limitations, yikes. However, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could contain such knowledge responsibly when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Atris, still he remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. Well, I mean, he carried on the disappointing son thing. We had, maybe Gen had more influence on Atris's sons than Atris did. You know, Atris talked about leaving them to go on adventures. Maybe Gen came along and sprinkled in some lies and misgivings. I don't understand why Atris is such a stand-up dude. If he was raised by this a-hole and his sons were a-holes, why is Atris does being an a-hole skip over a generation? I guess it might. You know, you think about like a wealthy family, you know, like maybe the grandfather was like dirt poor, so he treated his son like shit, and then the son sort of realized like, oh, you gotta not treat your son like shit, so I'm gonna try to be a really good dude. And then he gets a ton of money because he's super intelligent, and then he spoils his kids, and then his kids end up like shit for another reason. So maybe it's that kind of we need to graph that out at some point, but that's my headcanon for Atris's lineage. Guys, not being exhausted in streaming is like way more enjoyable. I can actually form thoughts and like be entertaining. The end of the last stream was just like 2 hours of silence while I thought about the puzzles and ran around. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned to him, he had already been poisoned as to all thought of the Denis. Oh, well, I got my answer right there. Gen married a nice lady who mostly raised Atris because Gen was too preoccupied trying to rebuild the Denis. Yeah, by the time I returned for him, Jesus. So he just left. He literally knocked her up, left, and was like, when this kid is old enough to learn how to write in books to make them magic worlds for pillage, I will come back. All right. Perhaps it was the only way that she could rationalize the fact that that she had been responsible for the collapse of their civilization. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father and for our world. But ultimately, she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dni became the catalyst for their demise. Oh, so his... Jeez, okay, so his wife is who he blames for the fall of his people. If I am able to rebuild our culture and in the process correct such crucial weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that the new era of prosperity might someday come to pass. These last few weeks, I have found myself frequently beset by images from the past. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. Spoiled. He was an important man in the Dni world, but I can't begin to think of him for long. It's too much. I was too young to see such a thing. Okay, well... Saw his father die. Maybe saw his father get murdered. That'll do stuff to a guy. But I mean, it helped Batman. So I don't know why Gen became a genocidal maniac. Weird. I've got her. Late last night, I received word that Catherine was in the village, attempting to persuade the people to join her. I lost 2 good men in the process, but I would have paid 100 times that number. You didn't have 100 times that. There's like 15 people in that village. Times that number for such a prize. She's been taken to the prison island, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to her reason for her presence here. I've had to fight the all. But constant impulse, I see, to put her on the gallows. She has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my question when she answers at all. She has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, hyphen, when she answers them at all. Hyphen in her native tongue, even so. Oh, I see. I see. That was just a weird sentence. I was expecting the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions in her native language when she answers them at all, but he just took this fragment and put it at the end. Whatever. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now quite certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As for her unwillingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see without their leader, however. They are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he do it? It is likely that his hesitation has been due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though he'll have to bring a linking book to get back to Denis, there is no other way. Haha, I'm the other way. It's late, and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife, Keta. You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you... Okay, so he blames Catherine for the fall of the civilization, not his wife. He was talking about Atris's wife, and I was confused. Oh, he was crying. Oh, shit. You guys see that? He cried when he started writing about his wife. Dude, the characters in this game are so complex. Like, sometimes I look at these journals and I'm like, oh, geez, this is really long. And honestly, Catherine's handwriting is still, like, difficult for me to read, so that one was, like, tough to get through, even though I'm interested in her as a character. But, like, what kind of detail is that, you know? You could just write a beautiful thing and I would know, like, okay, so this guy loved his wife. But to add the wobbly text and the teardrops on the page texture, because you can see none of the other pages are textured that way. That's fascinating. It's late and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, And you, my wife, Keta. You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you there in the images. Watching you flicker there in the images, maybe. I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. Well, he's not good enough at writing books. At least he's not good enough at trying. I mean, he seems like the kind of guy, right? He seems like the kind of guy that would just write himself a new wife. But maybe that's not, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how magic books work. Damn these savages. I would be well advised to leave them all in their 5th age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven with a linking book to Denis, and once again, my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. I was there for that. From what little I could decipher from his muddled explanation, it's apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage has been damaged, but it is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atris is certainly behind this, yet how could he be so foolish as to send someone here with a linking book? Such blatancy is unlike him. Could it be that he has had a change of heart? After all these years, is he finally letting his poor old father go? No, he's only after one thing. Perhaps he should find her. For now, I need only wait and observe. Extra shirts, good to have. Man, I honestly feel a little bad. Not really, but I feel a little bad because Gen has clearly been at this for months. That's a cool sync. Or for years, rather. Not for months, for years. And I'm really fucking up his plans big time. Hang on. What's that? Nothing. Just a purple dot.
Tagamem, san potegan shem, fasi.
I think that was Gen's wife. Ouch. All right. Okay, need a key. I forgot this was a puzzle game. All right. If I were Gen, well, actually, maybe just the boiler needs to be on. Boy, that swish sound is like the Wilhelm scream of fire sounds. I feel like I hear that sound everywhere. No, it's very clearly a keyhole. Oh, duh, that puts the cage up. We don't need to watch that animation again. All right, you think back in his bedroom? Not under his pillow. It's where I would keep a key. it feels like that does something, but all of those symbols I think I've already done stuff with. Sounds like it's just some kind of clock. I mean, it makes sense that it would be next to his bed. I think it's cool that he like plays an instrument sometimes, you know? This is interesting technology. Do you think it's like playing back a memory? Or do you think that it's... Because that seems pretty cumbersome for like a recording. So it seems like those big heavy domes would be like things that you would imbue with one memory that you could witness in person. But I don't know. I mean, it seems like he would have the key on him. Oh. Well, I guess I don't need to go out, do I? Because there's the prison island. So let's see, which of these leads to the prison island? I don't think it's this one. Right? Yeah, okay, been there. I feel like the prison island would be the tiny one, right? Nope. Would he have given me access to Catherine? Yep, been to that one. Oh. Oh shoot, wait a second. Have I not been to that prison island? Because that's the one that I thought this one was. Maybe I haven't been here. Let's see. Let's try it. Yeah. Alright. My suspicions were correct. Hmm. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what that thing was, but I just needed to pull on this lever. Oh, we were seeing Catherine. He had a surveillance feed in here. The woman in the red thing. Catherine. Hi.
You made it.
How do you know?
But how'd you get past?
Put him in a mother effing book.
You have to get me out of here. If Gen gets the linking book to Dunny, he'll kill Atris. Gen's people may be watching us. The combination to the elevator is somewhere in Gen's office. Be careful. Go then. If you won't help me, then I have nothing more to say.
Alright, yeah, you keep staying prisoner here because again, I believed what he said. And I think you're a bad person. Back down I go then. I might come back and see this wretched woman later, but just to do creepy prison guard stuff. Not to rescue her at all. Is that what the thing next to his bed was? Did it make 3 little sounds like that? We shall see. Cool, he's got a little music player for himself. Just 5 of the Tintin sounds? Do we try it? I think that was one of the elevator sounds. 4, 5. Alright, let's do it. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. The button to hit the cutscene, to skip the cutscene is the same as... The man is a genius. The man is capable of writing books that contain entire civilizations. And he uses the same the password to release his most protected prisoner was tss, 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 tss.
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book?
He's in there. Don't link in. He's in there.
You did it. We're all free.
Yes, you are. You're welcome.
You captured Gen.
I know. I was there.
But there's still his followers. I'm not sure what I'll do once I realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. You go back to the Temple Island and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me.
Wait, don't keep the book.
Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
Why is she keeping the book? Don't keep the book. There we go. That was a long closeout to that cutscene. In we get. Why is the cage back up? It's kind of weird. Alright, is this the book? What? Oh, shoot. My bad. Weird that she would rip out all the other pages. Anyways, back we go. Alright. Getting out of this joint. Oh. That's a good detail, because she used the elevator, so yeah. Before we open the star fissure, I wanna see if there's anything to see from looking in it. I think it's just stars. But you don't know till you try, right? So I need to remember, when I start to slip during tomorrow's stream, because I am planning on streaming Myst 3 tomorrow, I need to remember to just caffeinate myself. I'll probably be better at solving the puzzles with some caffeine, and I'm certainly going to be better company. Just out of curiosity, can I go... You think I should try to go to the village? Yeah, why not? We'll save quick. Oh. Well, that answers that. Not allowed. Okay, fair enough. You know, we never really learned what that chair did. It seemed there was a microphone in front of it, so I assume it was, you know, some kind of... All right. And if you tuned into last time, we now know how to read this. I think this is 3341. I don't remember what that first character is, though. 2. All right, yeah. I'll show you all my notes right quick. Kind of sloppy. Kind of sloppy. Could have done with more notes, to be honest. I think next time I will take more notes because I think that they would have helped me more throughout the series. I'll probably type them up rather than physically write them because with the stream and reaching and handwriting, it's tricky. But anyways, so that's 2, 3, 3, 4, 1 is the combo. And we've actually already opened it. Because if we open it too soon, we get the bad ending. 2, 3, 3, 4, 1. All right, and if we look through, yeah, there's just stars. But let's lower it and see what happens. Yeah, just stars. It's very pretty, but you know. Oh, we're not at the stop yet? Oh. Something's coming into focus. A little bit. Alright, get this puppy out of the way. Opening the fissure. Whoa! Jinkies. What up, Atris?
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book?
Atris!
I don't...
Good, it all worked out. I'm glad their relationship is still okay.
I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us. This is where our paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday. You know where to find me. Goodbye, my friend.
See ya. All right, away we go. Back from where we came from. And I realized as I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had once hoped. It would continue falling into the starry expanse. Something like that.
Now I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure. That riven cleft of stars that acts as both a wall and a bridge. And though I am unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my Myst book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven is closed forever, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
So in Myst 3, will we be meeting Atris again, or will it be a whole new cast of characters? Wow, all right. How wonderful. How wonderful. That has been Riven. I'm gonna let the credits happen because you know, even though it was back in 97, 3 years before I was even born, dare I make it known my age. These wonderful people brought this game together. It was a labor of love of many individuals. I'm glad that Josh Keston there again got top billing, because that was honestly, that was good work. Gen's Age Sky was specifically outsourced to one company. That's cool. I would wonder if, do you think there's anybody on the whole planet that whenever they finish a movie, an episode of a TV show, well, I guess TV shows really don't have full credits anymore. I think they did back in the day, but TV shows don't have credits. It's an obvious thought, but you never really actively think it, do you? I wonder if there's anyone who like finishes a movie or a game or something and just genuinely sits and tries to read every single name. You know, would that what kind of impulse would that be? Credits are kind of an interesting thing because they're there, but they're almost all there for the people that they contain. You know, beyond like casting, because sometimes sure you see a movie and you feel like you recognize a certain actor and you don't want to look it up on IMDb or something, so you wait for the credits and you wait to see the name, and then you read the actor's name and see if it seems familiar. Well, those were some nice little notes at the end. I didn't read them all, but those were nice. But you don't look at the second camera operator's name when you watch the credits of something. That's just for the second camera operator and whoever he chooses to show, you know? You think some of the people that worked on big movies like use it for clout, like use it to be popular? Like they meet a new person and they watch like Avengers Endgame together and they're like, hey, my name, you know, Gavin Tyson, my name's coming up. And then like Gavin Tyson rolls by and they're like, that's me. Here's a picture of me holding a movie camera. That's me. I'm second camera operator Gavin Tyson. I don't know. I thought about getting a head start on Myst 3 tonight. But I think that like Riven really strikes me as tying up all the loose ends from Myst 1. I remember after I beat Myst 1 and finished that stream, I was sitting in bed and I was thinking like, okay, but what about that fissure that he fell into at the beginning? Who is my character in all of this? Like, where did I come from? And why did he fall in there? Because that whole thing seemed very separate from the plot of Myst 1. That was just Atris and his two sons. So I feel like we've had those loose ends tied up, and we still have Myst 3, and I'll double check, but I think in order, the next one I'm supposed to play is Myst 3, and then Uru, and then Myst 4, and then Myst 5. So we still have 4 games on this playthrough to make happen, and my semester starts in 6 days. Okay? So our chances are good. I think if I had started stream earlier, I honestly could have beaten Riven in 1 day also. I got a little... The puzzles in Riven are really hard. And I think because I'm trying to beat these games in a quick, condensed way, I occasionally have to look up a hint because Like, there was stuff with Riven where my logic was correct, but in order to really verify it, to get the puzzle right, I would have had to, like, run around all the islands and cross-reference a bunch of stuff. And I think that if I were playing these more long form over the course of weeks, and I could kind of think about it and come back and be excited to try stuff, it would be one thing. But when I'm trying to do it all in one sitting, I feel like I've needed those hints. And I want to rely less on hints, because I feel like, you know, obviously it's cheating to an extent, even if it is only a hint. I haven't looked at any, like, true game guides yet. But I think that, you know, it's cheating a little bit, and I wanna exercise my big brain puzzle solving skills. I think that I can do it, and I want to be able to do it, and I want to get good at games like this. So yeah, we'll try to reassess the note taking system and a couple other stream things, I think, for Myst 3. But in any regard, thank you all for watching. And I think I'm going to sign off for tonight, because I'm ending at 9:30 p.m. and that's earlier than I've ended in the past, and I can actually have, like, an evening rather than just plowing through until 3 o'clock in the morning and then crashing. So thank you all for tuning in. Have a good night or day or whatever it is where you are.